So we just got raw materials delivered to us for pure water production. This is a 2 pure water machine facility here in Abuja, and we just got raw materials supplied to us. Funny enough, a kg of this nylon when we started production was around 1,000, I think around 1,001, around that amount back then when we started. That's this particular facility with one machine. But now, package of this now is around 2008. Yeah, it's around 2008 now, package of this nylon. That's for 1 kg. And like this one you're seeing here, this is okay, this is 13.8 kg. I don't know if you can see it. After they've produced the nylon, they'll write the weight of it, and they actually weigh it for us. So yes, we bought this in bulk, and the reason we did that is because when we buy these raw materials in bulk, it will help us in the future, honestly. Because if you have to be buying this nylon, when you produce, you say okay, let you sell first before you request for nylon again. You'll notice that this week maybe you get nylon for around 2005 per kg. Then the following week again you hear 26, the following week again 27, 28, like that. So it's not encouraging. The best advice is just to get enough money, if possible, like source for some capital. Don't source for capital where it will choke you. Just source for capital, at least from somewhere you can get the money for business, maybe from like a cooperative or like a contribution channel that you're a member of. Then you can get funds to buy materials. So we got the nylons delivered. Our supply is not too far from us. Sometimes we go there and pick it up ourselves. Sometimes we request. We have this keke napep people. They just load it for them and they bring it. So we're about to move them into the storage room where we store everything. We just brought them in. We also got packing bag. That's the packing nylon. You can see them here. We got a lot of them too. Per bundle like this, just a single one. A single one like this is 100 per bundle. So, and when you buy them in bulk like this, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 of them like this. So that's 1,000, 100, 100, 100 each one. And this one now currently, I think it's around 10,000. But yes, 10,000. Like the way you see it like this now, it's 10,000. So getting raw materials is not easy. Sourcing capital, buying the raw materials, beginning production and all those stuff. It's not easy. I don't know if you can hear the sound of production going on now. In short, our finished product room is empty because the drivers went out this morning. Today is Saturday and the market is hot. This is around 11 a.m. now, and one of the drivers was even telling me he has sold more than 200 bags today. That was right from when he started. I think he went out this morning around 7 a.m. around 8. He has already sold more than 200 bags. That's just one of the drivers, and we have 2 of them. So today's business is good. We pray for this kind of business. It's business like this that will encourage us, man, to go and get enough raw materials. So yeah, besides this one, there's a video I did a while back on raw materials for pure water production. Besides this nylon roll and this packing bag here, we also have the water filters. I think it's just water filter. Those are the things that you need to be requesting for and changing in the factory, especially that water filter. Water filter will help you with the quality of your water. If you change the filters frequently, at least you won't have contaminants, you won't have anything trapped, your water won't change taste and all those other things like that. So yeah, Those are just some of the things. I got a question. I think I'll be posting that clip too on my TikTok and IG and all those other pages. Somebody was asking me. He said he owns a pure water facility, and he noticed that whenever he produces pure water, the water leaks. So during our conversation, I asked him. I said, "Is it the operator? Is the operator not setting it well?" He said when they produce the pure water, the place that the machine seals it, you won't see where the water is coming out from, but you will just see the water leaking. That's to say, it actually seals the nylon, but there's still some leakage, like it doesn't seal it perfectly. What causes this? Because we've actually experienced something like this before in our own factory. What causes leakages is usually if the machine is not set correctly, and these settings, it depends on the person operating the machine. Various operators have their own settings that they work with, which they feel is the best. It will work perfectly for them. It will give them the kind of water they want without leakages, and they'll be able to package it in a bag without leakages. So depending on your operator might his own settings might work well on one machine. Because one thing I noticed is, forget the fact you are using maybe the same dingly machine. I've seen cases whereby the same settings which was inputted in one machine, in short, it was even in our factory in Gura, the second dingly machine, that same settings was giving us like water with leakages. Maybe you just need to, the person operating the machine needs to settle down and get the right settings. Now, getting the right settings, you might waste nylon because you need to actually produce a little, maybe like 5. Then you check, adjust the settings again. But it is good for you to get that perfect settings, because by the time you get the perfect settings, you won't be getting leakages again in the factory. So that's one thing. Heavily, the settings is the number one thing that I'll say you should check. Another thing again is maybe the way they store the water. After production, there are several ways I've seen they've stacked water in the factory. I've done a video a while back on that. Some people put the pure water on top each other. Maybe I will include a clip here. And some people, they just arrange it, which I will highly recommend. Just arrange the water in the factory, stand them, keep them in the finished product. I know it might take up a lot of space. Maybe by stacking them on top each other, you will get enough room. But for you to get good water and you won't waste your materials, just arrange the water in the standing order in such a way that you won't apply much pressure on top them, and the water won't leak. So those are just some of the major things. Make sure that the settings is correct. Make sure that the operator operating the machine, he settles down and operates it properly and inputs the right settings. They've carried light, so that they'll produce water without leakages.